What is going on, everyone? I hope all of you are having a fantastic day, and if you are not, welcome to my life. So this is a part 2 of this video. If you guys want to check out part 1, if you didn't, be sure to click up here and it'll lead you right to part 1. And then be sure to come back to part 2 and watch this video because I need money. So I've had the Xbox One X for about 2 weeks now, and oh boy, do I got stuff to tell you. A super quick recap: I've been using PlayStation ever since PlayStation 3 version, or Slim version 1, the good looking one pretty much. I've been using that, and then ever since that, I've been pretty much a PlayStation fanboy, and before that, I was an Xbox fanboy because I've had the original Xbox and the Xbox 360. Now, I picked up the Xbox One X at pretty much the end of its life cycle just to really compare both consoles near the end of their life. I mean, after all, we're only really going to get about an extra 2 years maybe out of these consoles. There are many developers out there that are already specifically making games for next gen and not this gen, so these consoles aren't really going to last much longer. After 2 weeks of playing exclusively on the Xbox, literally, my PlayStation, I'll show you guys. You guys don't believe me. My PlayStation. Wait for it. My PlayStation is literally in this box. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. After playing exclusively on the Xbox for 2 weeks, I gotta say, man, I don't know, what the hell was that? Aliens? I gotta say, man, the games look great. The system just works. It just works good. Put it this way, the Xbox runs like it just had a shot of espresso, and the PlayStation runs like it just woke up from a long nap. I was recently playing Halo 3 ODST. Halo 3 is one of my favorite games on the Xbox, man. That's what I used to play when I had my Xbox 360. I was playing almost exclusively Halo, dude. It was so fun. So I thought, hey, let me bring back my childhood. Let me play Halo 3 ODST. I downloaded the Master Chief Collection from Game Pass. So thank you guys for letting me know about Game Pass. So I was playing Halo 3 ODST, and I was like, damn, man, this game looks really good for being as old as it is. So I went on Google and I looked up the specs of what the game plays at. Bro, the game plays in 4K Ultra HD with HDR. That game is like 13 years old, and it freaking looks good. Like, it looks good for 13 years old. I'm glad I got to try the Xbox One X, and I was kind of stupid for being a PlayStation fanboy for so long. I mean, if you guys heard the things I said to Xbox users, I would probably lose like all of my subscribers. But there is one thing that is holding Xbox back. And you guys already know where I'm going with this, but see, this is the thing about owning both consoles. You're not really on one side or the other. You already know both of them, right? Even after 2 weeks, I pretty much been through every game that I can see on Game Pass and just in general. And there's one thing that's holding back the Xbox. Games. And I think Microsoft knows this. And I think this month, during the Xbox event, I think the 23rd of this month, Microsoft is going to have to wow us. It's impossible. They have to. This month is like the definition of what Xbox is going to be. Xbox right now at the moment is just lacking games. There isn't a game on Xbox that makes you go, huh, I'm gonna go and get an Xbox to play that game. There isn't. For example, I know not a lot, but I know a good amount of Xbox users that went and bought the PlayStation 4 just to play, what's that game? The Last of Us, and now The Last of Us 2, along with Spider-Man. They bought a few $100 console just to play a couple games, man. Like that's how you do it. In my strong opinion, and I don't mean this in a bad way, and I just mean this in an open-minded kind of way. Xbox really only has Halo and Gears of War. Like, let's be honest, Xbox guys. I've heard you guys tell me this in my other video. By the way, I'm really surprised how many Xbox users agree with me that Xbox doesn't really have games that make you want to go, damn, I can't wait to go buy the Xbox. When you think of Halo, you think of Xbox. Those two are almost like synonymous with one another. And that's great and all, but Halo's getting kind of old, man, and Gears of War is also getting kind of old. It almost feels like those two games are keeping the Xbox alive. Just to clarify, even Xbox owners are getting tired of Halo. The Halo 5 that came out a few years ago, or like I think more than a few years ago. Anyway, that game sold 5 million copies in 3 months. That sounds pretty good, right? It is good. But The Last of Us Part 2, it sold 4 million copies in the weekend, in the release weekend. That is basically like, I did the math somewhere, where is it? That is 83,333 copies per hour. Spider-Man sold 3.3 million in the release weekend. God of War sold 3.1 million in its initial release weekend. And if you really think about it, that is super impressive for PlayStation, because PlayStation, like if you want to play The Last of Us, you can only do that on PlayStation. Meanwhile, Xbox exclusives should have an advantage because they are also on PC. So for an exclusive console like PlayStation to outsell games that are on Xbox and PC, that's huge for PlayStation. That's amazing. But as I've said before, I think Microsoft understands their mistake. I think they are not gonna play around this time. And with the upcoming consoles, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, I think that they're really going to wow us. I really want Xbox to succeed. Just imagine if Xbox had The Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all on Xbox. Bro, PlayStation would die, like immediately. Microsoft, if you're watching this, I really doubt it, but if you are, this month is the tell-all. Okay, this July event is going to define Xbox, and that really sucks, because if they mess this event up, I have a strong feeling PlayStation is going to kind of outsell Xbox in its first couple months, maybe the first year, because games. Look back on the Xbox One E3 reveal, like a long time ago, when the dinosaurs were on Earth. Microsoft was telling us the words TV more than games. I mean, there's literally a meme about it.
Xbox One. TV experience. TV. TV and movies. TV. Xbox. Watch TV. 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 Watch TV. TV. TV and TV remote. TV experience. TV. 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 Sports TV. TV. TV.
Meanwhile, on the PS4 reveal, Sony treated the PlayStation like a gaming console with games. They actually showed us games, which is why even today it continues to outsell the Xbox One, because games. Since I started playing the Xbox One X, the controller has really started to grow on me. Good lord, man. The Elite controller is almost as exciting as Halo. More exciting than Halo. I would much rather have the Elite controller as an exclusive to just Xbox than Halo is to Xbox. This controller is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong, if you suck at Call of Duty, this controller isn't some miracle worker that's gonna get you nukes every single game. It might get you a few UAVs, not nukes. After using this controller, it almost feels like one of the 7 deadly sins to go back to using a PlayStation controller. I've said this in my previous video, the PlayStation controller feels like a meal, like one of those little kid toy meals at McDonald's that you get long ago. I mean, this really is like, this by itself would make me want to stay with Xbox even if I never owned an Xbox before. If I felt this at a friend's house or something, I would go and get an Xbox the next day. But the PlayStation 5 controller looks really brand new, and it looks much bigger and more curved and more ergonomic for your hands. So maybe that will kind of help the PlayStation out a little bit, thank God. Because again, after using this controller, which is a lot bigger than the PS4 controller, it's so comfortable. One thing I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure this is a coincidence, okay? It might be a coincidence, it might be real, I don't know. But the Xbox community is oddly nice to me. I don't know why. Like, if I'm playing Call of Duty and I lose a flag, I hear cuss words that I've never heard in my life. It is very, very creative, I should say. Meanwhile, on Xbox, if I lose a flag, my teammates are like, "Oh, it's okay, man. Don't worry, we'll get him next game." I'm like, Why are you being so nice to me? This is Call of Duty. I'm not supposed to be crying in the game lobby. Now, in my previous video, you guys told me to download and try out Game Pass, which I obviously did because I downloaded Gears of War 5, I downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2, and that Master Chief Collection. So, and you know, I've downloaded a few good games on there. But PlayStation has like the same thing. Like, it's called PlayStation Now. You pay a monthly subscription and you can stream or download games. Before, you only had to stream it, which sucks because if your internet connection was garbage, well, the game's garbage. But now they let you actually download the games. And PlayStation Now, you know, I'm not being biased here, but it obviously has way more games. You have over 800 games that you can download for PlayStation Now. Meanwhile, on Xbox Game Pass, you got like over 100 they advertise. So PlayStation Now definitely wins in the games category. Again, Sony, games. Microsoft, not really games. But Game Pass wins. Kind of. Not really, but kind of. And I'll tell you guys why. The price of Game Pass. So if you want to get Game Pass Ultimate, which you can play on your PC, on your Xbox, and you download games, obviously, and it comes with Xbox Live. That's $14 a month. That's amazing. Xbox Live by itself, if you pay monthly, is already $10, I think. So for $4 extra, you get to try out over 100 different games. And each month, the game lists change, obviously, as with PlayStation. But yeah, I mean, I've tried PlayStation Now. I've tried the Xbox Game Pass. I mean, they're both basically identical. It's not like one is revolutionary. PlayStation just has more games to offer you for PlayStation Now. Meanwhile, with Game Pass, I mean, yeah, there are good games. Like I said, Red Dead Redemption 2, that's an amazing game for a Game Pass. You got the Master Chief Collection. You got Forza Horizon 7, 8. What are they at now? I forgot. They got that game. They got a few other games, but I've noticed that like a lot of games on there are from developers that I've never even heard of. They're like very low-key kind of games. And yeah, there's not really like huge like multi-platform games that you can download. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2. That's on there. Amazing. You got Mortal Kombat. That's also on there. Amazing. But then you got like other games that just don't look good at all. And I think those are like fillers because there's no way people download that game. So guys, that's basically it. The Xbox is a super fun console, super powerful console, quiet console. And this just makes me even more excited for the Xbox Series X. Yeah, the Series X. I can't wait for that to come out. So do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know in the comment section down below. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.